Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm back to talk about Arrow, episode 701, titled Inmate 4587, which premiered Monday, October 15th, 2018 on the CW. I'm recording roughly 40 minutes after the episode is aired, so huge spoiler alert. If you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other video reminders are up on screen. Take a moment to remind yourselves of those. I'm going to try to do some 15 minutes extra time just because it is the premiere. Let's see if I actually do it. But let's start with what happened in this episode. So timeline-wise, this is taking place 5 months after the events of 623. So Oliver has been in prison for 5 months by this point. Also, it's been 5 months since it has been ruled that vigilantes are outlawed in Star City. So there's that. Episode reminder is the fact that Oliver is in prison. We do get to see kind of like his life behind bars, if you were. And going from that, though, we get the 3 different storyline breakdowns I picked up on. The first one being Oliver's prison time. Second one being that there's a new Green Arrow in town saving people and causing havoc. And then the third one is flashbacks. And I'll get right into it. So with Oliver's prison time, we do see the return of Brickwell, Bronze Tiger, and Stardust. And they try to push around a more passive Oliver who has the mindset of just keeping his head down, laying low so he can kind of reduce his sentence. Although things happen on the outside with Ricardo Diaz getting the drop on Felicity and William, which brings out a more aggressive Oliver when he's not gonna take standing down as easily as he does now. He's making a stand, as it were. So there's that. Second storyline with the new Green Arrow in town. This one is more focused with Police Captain Dinah Drake, as well as Renee, who wants to help this new Green Arrow out, while Dinah wants to lock him up like the law states. So they're kind of at odds with each other, but they're the 2 main focal points of that storyline as they try to catch the Green Arrow. Also, we find out that the new Green Arrow has his own list that he's crossing names off of. So it's kind of like going back to season 1 when Oliver first came into town. He was just crossing off lists and stuff. Now it's like the other shoe is on the foot. We don't know who is behind the hood. We're now with the side of the people who are trying to... Okay, I just even realized this. So kind of like how the shoe's on the other foot type of thing, how we're getting like a parallel. It's the same thing that happened with the 100, the show The 100, with season 5 acting as these new space travelers coming down to Earth, and our original characters who were that in the first season were now the grounders that they were trying to go against. So it was a huge parallel shift there. So that's pretty cool, and I just realized that. So I'll talk about that in a moment. As well as with the flashbacks, we do see a few moments of a man returning to Lian Yu and searching specifically for the grave of Robert Queen. And the last moments of the episode show a future Roy in, I guess you could say, older Arsenal gear, gets a visit from future William, who is that man searching for Robert Queen's grave. Queen's grave on Lian Yu, and he's pretty much asking for Roy's help. He even shows the arrowhead that Oliver had given to Thea, and then Thea had given to Felicity, and Felicity had given to William in the present day in this episode. So that was like, oh my god, the flash forward was just surprising. At first, I thought they were bringing back the whole flashback thing, right? But then when they had this mystery character being the protagonist of the flashbacks, I'm like, who the hell is this? Why should I, like, is this someone we're going to see in the present day? And it turns out, technically, it grows up to be whoa, like, wow. But then it has me wondering, does that mean, are we only going to be getting Roy as in future Roy? We're not going to see Roy in the present day? But then that would make sense, because Roy is supposed to be off with Thea somewhere as he searches for other components with Nyssa, right? So anyways, moving on to tidbits. That's just a flashback thing I should have talked about later. But tidbits was that Felicity and William, not Thea, my bad. They were both in witness protection, and Felicity was going by the name of Erin, and she had like these pink streaks with her blonde hair, multiple piercings on her face, and she was a barista. Also, we found out that Renee is working at a gym in the Glades, teaching boxing. His daughter is also learning in that same class as well. We also see Curtis working at Argus. And then we also have a brief moment we got to see Black Siren posing as Laurel Lance once again, but now she's the district attorney. So either she found a way to fake being a lawyer, or she actually took it seriously. So there's that. We only see her in the one scene, though. So I'll move on to the most shocking moment of the episode. It has to be the flashback turning out to be an actual flash forward. That was a surprise there, as I probably mentioned before. But, like, seeing an older Roy, I was not expecting it. I mean, we've seen an older Oliver back on Legends in season 1. So it's like, wow. So there is that. But top 3 favorite moments, I will have to give the fact that the new Green Arrow, I love just because he is a total badass. I keep thinking it's Roy. Just because before that last scene where it showed older Roy, I thought this was the way we're going to get Roy. Because they kept on saying in the interviews for this season that Roy was going to come back a little different. So I was like, okay, Green Arrow, it has to be him. But then I kept wondering, well, why would he come back without Thea, right? So coming back different would explain the whole older Roy bit, because, like, he's technically different, right? So there's that, but now it's left me wondering, well, who the hell is the new Green Arrow? Why does he have a list? Why is he pretty much taking the same pages from Oliver's premiere book type thing? So I'm excited. I love the action, though, that we got from the Green Arrow, all the cool tricks that he was able to perform, the calculated moves, I guess you can say. It was great to see that pinpoint precision and all that. So there's that. Also, moving into the great fight scenes, I did like seeing Oliver fighting back in prison instead of just taking the hits. I liked him defending himself and just making a stand. I mean, like, he put a lot of those people in prison. Show them why he was able to do that. I mean, come on. It wasn't just some fluke that he was able to capture all of them and put them off into prison. No, show them that he has the skills to put your all asses in there in the first place. Fear the man. Fear him. So there's that. The guards should be happy, though. I mean, like, he was helping them. He should be getting, like, special treatments from the guards. But yeah, that's going to be a little harsh on the prison treatment. So, prisoner treatment. But anyways. And also, the final favorite I had to be Future Roy. Huge shocker right there. So many other questions. So that's why it was a favorite. Whole episode wondering where he was. Finally got it in the most unexpected way possible. So there's that. But top 3 peeve moments. I only have the one peeve, and it still bugs me. But why the hell are vigilantes outlawed in Star City, and yet they're celebrated in Central City? I mean, they welcome the Flash. The cops are like, hey, Flash, how's it going? Going old school today with the old suits and stuff, having coffees named after the Flash, clapping when he saves the day. Why the hell is the Green Arrow not getting the same treatment? It's like, why not? He's dealing with more of the darker crimes in the city. Flash deals with more of, like, the impossible crimes or the improbable criminals. So it's like, it's just so weird how it's two vastly different treatments for people who are both trying to save their respective cities. That's always going to be a peeve on mine. So I'll leave it at that. What will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Oliver in prison. It's pretty much a no-brainer right there. So there's that. But moving on to random questions very quickly. I'll start with I'm going to flip what my first and second one were, just because I have a lot to talk about with my initial first one. So let's go to number 2, turning to number 1, is who is the prisoner that kept clinging to Oliver? I mean, I kept calling him in my head fan prisoner or fan of Oliver's every time he popped up. But I do recognize him as Max Miller in season 1 of Supernatural back in 2005. But is he a character that we've seen before on the show, and then like as a passerby type of thing, or is he really a legit new character that we haven't seen? He just happens to have a backstory of being a fan of Oliver's. So there's that. And now my original first question was, here's a funny thing, or here's a theory I'm going to throw it at you guys. What are the chances that the new Green Arrow is actually future William being trained, and he has come back in time to continue his father's legacy while he's unable to do it himself? I mean, you gotta remember, Arrow is attached to Legends of Tomorrow, which is highly attached to time traveling. The Flash is also attached to time traveling. So why not have a chance that future William goes to Lian Yu, gets trained by Roy because something happened to Oliver in the future, and then he goes back in time to stop whatever happens to Oliver, while also doing so, he is saving the city while his father can't do it as the new Green Arrow. I mean, why not? I would be so thrilled if that happened. I'd so be confused as well, too, as to the logistics behind time traveling, because as you know, time traveling just, especially with the Arrowverse, time traveling confuses the hell out of me. So I'll leave it at that, but I'm just putting the wacky theory out there. What if that is who was under the green hood this time? Plus, is he actually still being called the Green Arrow, or are we going to go by a different name here? Just like Hood, Arrow, Green Arrow, and such. So there's that. Moving on to predictions, though, very quickly, because I don't need to ramble anymore about the theory. But based off the promo for 702, it looks like Felicity's back in her usual getup, and she's arguing with Diggle about how she wants to take a stand and help find Diaz, while Diggle kind of wants to keep her on the sides. So there's that. Also, there looks to be a hunt for the new Green Arrow, obviously. And it looks like Oliver's fan buddy is sticking around with him a little more in prison. So we're going to have that as well. I do like that we don't know who the new Green Arrow is. I like the mystery still. Like, on the one hand, I want to know who it is so badly. But on the other hand, I like that they're going to draw it out a little bit more. So there's that. Based off the synopsis for the 702, the episode is called The Longbow Hunters. I know that's a huge thing in the comics, but since I don't read the comics, we're going to find out what that actually means in the next episode. But the synopsis does read that in order to track down Diaz from inside prison, Oliver realizes that it will require aligning himself with an old enemy. Meanwhile, in Star City, Felicity's attempts to root out Diaz are thwarted by Diggle, whose allegiance with Argus now requires him to keep civilians like Felicity on the outs. Realizing that she can no longer rely on her old team or old methods, a clear-eyed Felicity resolves to find a new way to go after Diggle. I really hope that doesn't mean she's going to go to try to find Helix again. Are they still something? Or go find Elena again, or that girl? I hope not, because that's down a darker path. But there is that. But that's pretty much it, guys. What'd you guys think of the episode? What'd you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. Love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and predictions about what you think will happen in the rest of the season. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, check my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want to check out my Tumblr page, link for that is down below. Every blog, promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all in one place. Go check that out. I'm trying to catch up, but to get back into the routine of it all. But be patient with me. But it'll all be found in one place for you. So there's that. Also, if you want to check my WordPress account, the link for that is down below. Every blog or everything I post online is connected to my WordPress account. So it's all found in one place for you. Again, work in progress, but it's more organized over there, so keep that in mind as well. Also, just a little heads up or some news, guys. For this season, I won't be doing videos for every episode or separately for every episode like I've done in the previous years. I'm trying to find more balance in my personal life, and to do so, I need to kind of fill up some time for me to do those things that I don't have enough time to do. So there's that. So my plan for this year is to do a highlight video covering episodes 2 to 8, and then doing a separate video for episode 709, which is the crossover event part. And then from there, we'll see how it goes for the remaining of season 7. If they happen to reveal who the new Green Arrow is within episode 2 to 8, I'll probably do a separate video for that revealer episode. But yeah, so just stay tuned to see what happens when that does. But otherwise, that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next time to see what I have to say about the next episodes, or check out my other videos from my other TV shows that I talk about. But until then, guys, this is Mel, wishing you all a great day, a great week wherever you are, and I beat the 15-minute clock. Bye, guys.